was wondering what's going to happen with our spring housing market, and today I'm going to share my thoughts, which I don't know. So there's two main thoughts and two main prediction points that I have that are as follows. Firstly, I'm kind of wondering if there won't be more housing inventory. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that sticker shock has really started to wear off from both sellers and buyers. Sellers understand that rates will likely remain in the 6 to 7% range and that they no longer are going to be getting $100,000 to $200,000 above their asking price. I'm personally seeing this a lot in the market. I have multiple clients that have been waiting to sell their home until things improve, but now have come to terms that their home will sell for under or near the listing price, and that it will also likely take 3 or maybe even 6 months to get their home moved. I also kind of predict that home values are going to slow down. It doesn't mean that they're declining or that the market's bottoming out. I'm going to share all my thoughts with you on this as we go through this video, so make sure to watch this all the way to the end. Hey guys, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas, and if you're thinking about buying a home or selling a home here in Austin, contact me. Also, if you see me out and about, come say hi. I really love interacting with you guys here through the comment section, but it's even cooler to get to meet you guys out and about in the real in the real world. Also, before I start, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you get notified every time I do a video like this one. So with that, let's go. One of the main things that I'm noticing is that sticker shock has started to wear off for both buyers and sellers. First of all, sellers do understand that interest rates are likely going to stay in the 6 to 7% range and probably not going to drop too much. Who knows? This year is an election year, and the Fed is saying that they're going to drop interest rates. We'll see what happens. I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket or counting my eggs before they're omelets. Either way, we will see what happens. Sellers also understand that they're not going to get tons of offers on their home and that they're probably not going to sell their home for $100,000 to $200,000 over their asking price like they were able to in 21 and part of 2022. And then finally, all the seller clients that I have understand that it will take a while to get their home moved. We're seeing homes sit on the market for 3 months, sometimes even 6 months before we even see it go under contract and get it sold. And this is something that I've been sharing consistently with my seller clients and setting the expectation that the home is not going to sell overnight. Buyers are taking their time, they're being choosier than ever, and they have a lot more inventory to choose from than they have in the last 3 or 4 years. On the other side of that, we also have home buyers that are starting to enter the marketplace. People are not swarming in like they were during the pandemic or even 2021, where interest rates were still at 2, 3, sometimes even 4%, but they were still significantly lower. We're not seeing that. We're probably not going to see that for a long time, if ever. However, home buyers do understand today what they qualify for, and I think they're just getting more used to the fact that a mortgage payment is going to be a lot higher, if not double, what it was 3 or 4 years ago. Now, I'm not saying that's an ideal way to enter into any home purchase, but I think people are just getting used to it. And realistically, when I've had clients ask me in the past, whether it was literally 10 years ago or even 2 years ago, is this the best time to buy a home? I would always tell them, in Austin, the present is the most expensive time to buy a home. Austin's housing market has been an up and up over the last decade, if not longer, and prices have continued to rise. Now we're at a point where though prices have come down from what they were a couple years ago, they're still significantly higher than when they were pre-pandemic and even pandemic times. So that, on top of high interest rates, kind of still makes it one of the more expensive times to buy a home. However, like I said, buyers are pretty much getting used to the idea of where they stand financially and how much they can realistically afford. My next point is that if you Google interest rates today, you will find a ton of articles talking about how the Fed said that they are going to lower interest rates 3 times in 2024. That seems very excessive and really fast, considering that they just started raising interest rates a year and a half ago. I'm not an economist, and I've said that a ton of times on my channel, but this is stuff that I'm seeing and researching, and it honestly doesn't make too much sense. Our inflation rate, I believe, for December of 23 was right around 3.4%, or 3.5%, which is still higher than what it needs to be at in order to consider us a normalized economy. Again, not an economist, these are not real economy terms, but this is what I'm gathering from it. However, if interest rates do end up dropping, as the Fed is saying, my prediction is that home buyers are going to jump into the market and start buying up homes. It has been nearly 2 years since interest rates started going up, and people have just been waiting on the sidelines, watching the market until they have an opportunity to jump back in. I think nationally, home prices may go up a bit. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen in a dramatic swing in Austin just because we have so much inventory. And though there might be multiple offers on homes as they go on the market, if interest rates drop, I don't necessarily see homes selling for maybe more than $5,000, $10,000 above the asking price. I believe, and I really hope, that the days where homes are selling $100,000 over the asking price are long gone. My next point is that being an election year, I feel like we always see some sort of government type of manipulation to some degree with different markets to try to entice people to go one way or another. I honestly don't really even follow politics that closely. I'm not a political person, so to speak. So I honestly don't have a lot of ground to stand on or honestly knowledge when it comes to this sort of stuff. But I have been working in real estate in Austin since 2012, and every time it's an election year, you see some kind of weird stuff happen with the market. Usually what we see is that people will hold off buying or selling anything until they know what direction our government is in. However, like I just said in the previous point, if the Fed does actually end up lowering interest rates, we're going to see a lot more buyers in our housing market. So it's going to be super interesting to watch. Make sure to grab your popcorn and pay attention. So I've talked a bit about buyers entering the market again, like new buyers and a lot more buyers entering the market. I personally think, though, that home values are going to slow or hold. I don't think we're going to see massive appreciation like we did in 2021 and 2022. In Austin, generally, what I've seen over the last decade is that home values tend to appreciate anywhere from 5 to 7%, depending on what part of town you live in. Could be a little more, could be a little less, but that's generally a safe range to expect to be in. I think if more buyers do enter the marketplace, we're going to see a little bit of an uptick in home values, but I can't imagine it would be more than 3 or 4% over the year if that's the case. I firmly believe that the days where homes end up selling for like $100,000 over the asking price are gone, and it's not healthy for our economy and definitely not sustainable in any way. So those are my predictions for what's going to happen potentially in the spring or maybe even summer market here in Austin, Texas. Like I said, I'm not an economist, so don't come at me if I say something that you don't agree with. If you do have ideas, though, leave a comment in the comment section. Keep it respectful. I love interacting with you guys. I really do like to hear what you're thinking or any questions that you might have. So those are my thoughts and my crystal ball predictions. That's me moving a crystal ball around. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be notified every time that I do a video like this one. I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor, and if you're thinking about making a move to Austin, you can contact me. My contact information is in the description below. Till next time, bye!